What's the state in retail right now? Does everyone still get mad when you mention time gating? I haven't actually watched the YouTube video yet, but I heard Dratnos made a YouTube video basically saying that time gating is the new buzzword similar to like borrowed power. And he's so fucking right. Basically, we ended on the, like, it doesn't matter if you time gate things. It matters if people, we used like calories and eating food as an example. If people feel satiated by playing the game, how much you delay things doesn't really matter. But when you like have corruptions and like these visions and you can see stuff you can't access yet and it feels like there's nothing to do, it's like, why the fuck is this thing not here right now? Which totally makes sense. But like, there's like plenty of actual, I guess, in quotes, time gating things that totally make sense. Because like I was asking some chatters the last time I talked about this, and they were saying like, if you have something prepared, you should release it. You should release all content. You shouldn't hold anything back. I'm like, okay. So you release a new MMO, right? So brand new MMO. WoW right now is typically like one patch ahead, and they've tried to stay like that the whole time they've created the game. So if you're gonna make a new MMO, you can't just like release your first patch, your first season, your first expansion, like the game, and then have nothing prepared to go on with that. If you're gonna make a new game, you're going to want like the first major patch completely done. When WildStar released, they released with only genetic archives, but they had already fully completed Datascape, which was the second raid, right? So question for all the time gating enjoyers. If you release a brand new game and you have a second raid already created, but you're not releasing it at the beginning of the game, and if so, I assume the answer to that is no. You're like, that seems reasonable. You could apply that line of thinking to like basically the release of anything in an MMO, because a lot of this stuff that WoW has created has been done a while ahead of time. I think the main reason that it felt bad this patch is that you could see it. You're like, damn, this stuff isn't really giving me a lot to do. And then when I look at the vendor, there's all this stuff that's in red that I can't access for 3 more weeks for some reason. And it's like, really? Like, but why? Like, why are we delaying all this stuff? And they delayed so much stuff from the actual patch. Like, you would think a patch has released recently. Nope, it's just like stuff that should have been released with the previous patch. So I asked Dratnos and Dorky the question, like, do you think that this is along their line of thinking recently where they want to, if you're playing a WoW season, they want stuff to be constantly happening. Like, they included the trading post. They've added the 0.7 patches where this is just in the last few years where they have like a decent amount of content. And now what they're doing is they're releasing content in 11.5 and 11.7, whatever, 11.1.5, 0.1.7. But they're specifically like having it come out in sections later. And it begs the question of, are they doing this because they want to keep, like they basically want more things to come out more frequently and not all at once? Or do you think that it's because they're behind? And Dratnos had the idea that it basically, like Diablo 4 does this too, where like ARPGs, people want to just like log in and spam everything. And then Diablo 4 started releasing major things for the season like 2 to 4 weeks after the season came out, which was clearly done with the intent of like breaking that. Like ARPGs aren't something you play for a weekend every new season or a week or two. There's something you play all the time, which is like just simply not what ARPGs are. Like that's just not what happens. Extremely, probably like the most seasonal game are ARPGs. So like that line of thinking already existed, Blizzard. I just wonder which one they're doing.